It's going well, but I don't think that they're going to be able to do it in time. Like, single man, reveal yourself.
And the problem was he was basically a misbehaving dog, and suddenly everyone wants all our rigs. But we'll figure it out and we'll keep moving. Another week at Rhino, so we've got a busy week this week. We're starting a new build house in Telford, we're starting a new build house in Bradford, and we are going to finish the Cock Pub. That one's getting concreted today. What else we got on? We're starting an extension in Stockport. That'll take us a couple of days. Still got the job in Macclesfield going. We're still on the first plot of 4 houses. That's going to take us a while, and then we've got the next plot to do with another 4 houses. And then on top of that, there's a job in Liverpool they want us to start this week. There's a job in Stockport they want us to start this week. And there was another job, in Bury, that wants us to start this week. So a very busy week this week. That's just the piling. Then on top of the concrete, I think we've already got, it's only Monday, we've got 40 cube booked in. We're down to 1 wagon until Wednesday because Kev's on holiday. So we're coping with the concrete, but we can take more, especially when Kev gets back. So another busy week at Rhino. So to start off this week, we're going to go see our resident presenter / videographer, Canen, who, I watched him in last week's video and I watched him in this week's video, and he looks like he's playing a game of Guess Who. At one point he's got a cap on, then he's got glasses on, then he's got a hat and glasses on. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what he's doing. But anyway, over to Macclesfield to get an update on that project over there, where Chris and Phil are installing the piles using the drop weight.
So, since day 1, which was last video, we have driven 20 or 21 piles. I don't know if I don't know, the maths ain't mathsing right now. These all here, with the exception of these 2, are all 4 meters deep. This one's 8, that one's 6. These ones along the far wall are going to 12 meters. This one here that Phil's working on at the moment is at 10. That one that Sam is working on over there with Chris at the moment, on the big 660 kg drop weight, is at 14 meters. And as you know from the last video, we're trying to get them to 15 each, which is going to be a challenge, but we'll see how it goes. This is day 5 that the guys have been on site. Last time I was here, it was Friday, and there were 14 piles in the ground, and they're now 20 or 21. So progress is being made, and they're all going to a good depth. So I guess stay tuned and see how we get on. We are on our lunch, and I have been told by the man in all of his wisdom, Ian Morris, that there is a sandwich / butty shop in the area. Time to go incognito mode. Bit of lettuce, bit of red onion, bit of tomato, and I'm happy days then. Thanks very much. I am indeed. I'm not even going to look at the sweet stuff. I can't do it.
Go on.
No, wait.
Go on.
No, stop it.
Okay.
No, go on. You started now. You've got to finish.
Never a truer word was spoken. Right. Okay. I'm looking at your sweet stuff.
Yeah.
Can I have 1 cherry bakewell pie, please?
You would not be saying that to me.
Price is right.
You guys have a lovely day, and I'm sure we'll see you again. It's a long project, so till next time. See you later. Yeah, there you go. Only the best. When you're in Macclesfield, you've got to do it right.
So last week we started a job in Sale, and we was that busy, all the piling lads were out. So Ian and Neil kindly volunteered out of the office to go out and start the job. That was on the Friday. They got 7 of the 10 piles in. So Jaden and John are going back today. They're going to get the last 3 piles in, get it caged up and get the concrete in for the customer, because this customer needed this job doing as soon as possible, hence why the guys out of the office went. So let's go over to that job and see it getting finished off by Jaden and John. On this job in Sale, we've got Jimmy coming in doing the concrete for us. Now it's a local job and normally we do the concrete. But with Kevin on holiday and us only having Aaron in to drive the wagons, we've had to call Jimmy in. I don't know what's going on with that light. Fuck off. Oh, what a Right, let's try again. Hopefully we won't have any strobe lights this time. Yeah, so Jimmy, he actually started the concrete with us. So he used to work at a company. He put up that he was looking for a job at the time, and Jimmy was the guy that looked after all of our work. So it was a Friday night, I rang him up, something that we always wanted to get into. And well, there's a number of companies we want to get into. We have them down as a list of these are the companies we want to start, but we can't just go out and start everything. It's just about when the opportunity comes to start them. So anyway, this opportunity came up and I rang Jimmy on the Friday night. He came and see me on the Monday. And by Tuesday/Wednesday, we decided, right, we're going to go for it and set the concrete company up. Now, it took us a while to get going. We had to get our own license, our operator's license. We had to find the cement silo. We had to find a wagon. We had to find drivers. We've literally started everything from scratch. And then Jimmy was here for about 6 months, but Jimmy was always here on the understanding that one day he is going to set up his own concrete company. And that day came sooner than we expected. He had an opportunity on a yard that came available that was fully set up, ready for a concrete company. Like the bays were done, the silo was in, everything was there. So he moved on sooner than what we thought he would do, but it was always on the understanding that he helped us set up and he was going to move on. Now he's based up in Lancashire way, so we don't really cross over into each other's paths. But what we do is, if there's big jobs, 80 cube, 50 cube, even 100 cube, we use our wagons, we use Jimmy's wagons, so that allows us to do the bigger jobs for people, but also Jimmy's got 2 wagons, we got 2 wagons, so we have to do 6 weekly inspections. So if one of our wagons are off with inspections or his are off for inspections, we cover each other's work, which gives us work, it gives Jimmy's work. So we have a sort of symbiotic relationship between us passing work that we can't do for each other, which keeps us busy, keeps the money between us, because it's nice to help each other out, especially friends. So yeah, Jimmy's on this one, putting the concrete in for us. It's like on Friday night, me and Jimmy spent 2 hours on the phone together talking about concrete, because that's what we do. Accounts, concrete, wagons, things coming up, all that fun sort of stuff. So yeah, this is Jimmy. If you need any concrete up the sort of Lancashire, Charlie way, give him a call, but call us first and we'll see if we can do it. And if we can't, we'll give it Jimmy. And anything around Manchester, you know to call us first. I don't think we've actually told you that in our concrete, we offer a free barrow service, it's free delivery. We cover generally, as a general idea, around 30 miles around Manchester, but we do go further. And there's not, and like I say, free delivery within 30 miles and free barrow service, and it's on a volumetric, so we turn up, you pay for what you use. You need a C20 or a C30 or C35, you tell us what you need, how much of it you need, we'll pull it off the wagon and we'll put it in. So yeah, this is Jimmy and he's going to put the concrete in on this sale job, get it done for this customer who needed this job doing ASAP. So let's have a look. That's the sale job all wrapped up for the builder. He's happy, the job was done on time, even though we had to pull people out of the office, which is what we do to keep people happy. So we're now going to move on to the next project, which is the Cock Pub, which is over in Whaley Bridge. Now this one's an interesting project. You'll see Ian go out here. We need to set up a vibration monitor on this one because they've asked for us to monitor the vibrations because we're directly next to a river with walls either side of it and they don't want it to be damaged. So let's go over to the Cock Pub. Let's have a look at Ian setting up this vibration monitor and let's see a bit more piling.
We're going to stick this in here. Okay. It's So this is your sensor.
Okay.
Arrow.
Yeah.
Pointing direction from where the vibration's coming from.
Okay.
Okay. So unscrew these because you're going to have to put these back in. Only hand tight. You don't need
Right,
Allen key. So keep everything safe. If anybody asks for the calibration certificate, that's there.
Right.
Use your feet spikes. Screw them in.
So they stick into the ground.
Yeah,
right,
hopefully.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, it's got to be soft enough. So.
Yeah, I get you.
So, but
If not, just take a hammer to it, right? Just whack
oh
it.
yeah, a £5 lump hammer should suffice. You know.
That's fine.
You know. Basically, the bag of sand, if you can't use the spikes,
You best.
and you got to put it on, say, tarmac, flags, concrete, the bag of sand goes on top of it, and that stops it moving about.
Right, okay.
You know, inadvertently slipping or anything like that, causing the spikes in the vibrations. So this is simplicity itself. Make this only fits in one. Trent, I would advise. So. You alright that there, Martin?
Fantastic.
All I do with that, to be fair, it's quite loose. Gently put that on that leg. Like that, killing me. Little layer gently, yeah, that's it, just keeps her in place.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, all you do there, mate, here we go, come here. On, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ryan Little.
So the Cock Pub in Whaley Bridge. So we didn't manage to get back there for the concrete. There were some complications on site. We got the piles in, we went to put the cages in, the dig wasn't right, essentially, which happens sometimes. So the main contractor sorted the dig out for us. We had to video another job. So we didn't get the end of that job, but Jack's gonna put the photos up for you somewhere here on the screen. And that's another job done for us, and on to the next one. So talking about concrete and about our concrete wagons, I think it's about time we went out and seen them in action. So we're gonna go join Aaron and Harry, who are putting some concrete in for a slab over in Romley. So over to you guys at Romley, and let's see some concrete going in. Okay, so early in the week, Canen went out to Macclesfield, and now I'm going to go down there, get an update, see how we're getting on with everything. And yeah, I'm going to jump in my car now, get down to there, and we'll do a bit of shooting, and we'll give you an update on how far we got on the Macclesfield job towards the end of the week. Come down to see who I am.
Maybe like single man, reveal yourself.
So we're back in Macclesfield. This is our update. We've got 9 piles down to the 15-16 metre mark, so they're done. I think we've got 28, 30 in total. The rest of them are down at 6, 8s and 10s. So we got 12 other piles to drive. So we're getting there slowly. Say we're about 30, 40% of the way through, maybe a little bit more. So hopefully by next week we'll have most of them down to depth. Maybe the week after they'll all be down to depth. And in 2 weeks' time we're hoping to get some steel here, start cutting the piles down, start dropping steel in behind, and then the other plot on the other side that we've got to get down to 15 metres, they want us to start that pretty much now. But obviously we've got 2 drop weight rigs here, got a digger trying to speed it up with the mole, and really we need to get these rigs off of here before we can move them onto there. But then other people want the rigs on other jobs, and suddenly everyone wants all our rigs. But we'll figure it out and we'll keep moving. So it's been another busy week at Rhino. This is Jack, and Jack's one of the 2 videographers here. You've already seen Canen on film, Mr. Guess Who, and Jack is moving on from us. So his last day is tomorrow, and we have been busy all last week. We was reviewing CVs, got people in for interviews, and we have now recruited Jamie, who is the man holding the camera right now, who at some point you will see in some of our videos. So Jack's actually moving on doing some freelancing work for himself, because he's built that site, because it's something that he's done on the side. He's done a lot of hard work, long weekends, long nights to build that business up. So yeah, he's going on running his own business. So I'm going to hand over to Jack. Jack's going to tell you what he does, give you his contact details. So if you have any work that suits for what Jack does, then give him a shout out. Over to you.
Yeah. So I'm now, as Brad said, I'm going on to be freelance. So currently what I'm taking on for work-wise is I'm going into promotion of businesses, hospitality, events. I work with a lot of the biggest events brands within the UK, within house music and the music scene in general. And I'm now branching into going into promotional videos for restaurants, like hospitality in general, hotels, property. So yeah, my goal is to create really clean, aesthetic content for your brand, make your brand seem exclusive, premium. And yeah, so if you want to contact me for any work like this, you can find me at Visuals by J Sale on Instagram, or contact me on email, visualsbyjsale@gmail.com.
Oh yeah, it's been a pleasure working with Jack. He's produced a lot of our stuff, so you can see the quality of what he does. So if he needs anything, hit him up.
Yeah.
So we're at a field that I come to 2 to 3 times a week. Come twice in the week during work for half an hour each time, and then I come every alternate Saturday for an hour. And we ended up starting to come here for Hunter, who's the big black male one. Doberman, he's a Doberman. They're both Dobermans actually. And the reason why we started coming here is because he had some training off a guy that used to do security dogs, did it for football players for like Manchester United and City, and a lady off Coronation Street, and various people like that. Anyway, he doesn't do that anymore, he just does training of dogs. And he said because Hunter's Eastern European bred, he's built to be a working dog and he's got loads of energy, and the problem was he was basically a misbehaving dog. And the reason for that was because he had all this pent-up energy. Now, the dogs come to the field, like I said, 2 to 3 times a week, but also they have a walker, and they both get walked an hour separately every day. But even with them being walked an hour separately every day, he was still a wild child. And the explanation behind that was because he's got all this pent-up energy, you could walk, the trainer literally said you could walk him for 24 hours a day. You're not going to get the energy out of him. You need to get him onto a field and let him run. And if he runs, he'll get that energy out of him. So ever since started doing that, you can see a difference in Hunter. If he does a week of not coming to this field, is a nightmare. And if he does a week of coming to this field, he's really well behaved to an extent. So yeah, that's how I ended up coming to this field. Honey, the female, the brown one, she's not a problem. She's not Eastern European. You can see she's a lot smaller. Number one, she's a female, and number two, she's not Eastern European. She's pedigree. And I actually ended up didn't mean to get 2 Dobermans. I actually booked an appointment to go and look at 2 different dogs, well, 2 litters, because they were puppies, about 3 days apart. And I went to the first one and I ended up putting a deposit down on Hunter. But then, because I'd already booked the appointment to go to the second one, I still went. And then, I don't know, I really liked Honey at the time. I still like her now. So, ended up getting Honey as well. And then, literally, because there's 6 days between them, literally, I picked them up 6 days apart. And, yeah, ended up with 2 puppies, which is good in some ways. They keep each other entertained. So the last Doberman that I had, very destructive when left on their own, whereas these 2, instead of having a go at your plasterboard or your walls or whatever it may be, they have a go at each other. So my house hasn't got destroyed this time having a puppy, because they go for each other instead. But obviously the thing with having 2 dogs is it's twice the amount of work. So yeah, that's the story of why we go to these fields. And then when I come to this field, what I find myself doing is I do it half an hour twice in the week and an hour on the weekend, and I just walk it in circles, because I try to get 10,000 steps every day as a minimum. And I either listen to headphones with music in, or just think about, it gives you, I guess, a clear headspace to sort of think about work or stuff that you got going on. So can help you just getting out of environment to help make decisions on things. So like, you might have a walk around here, and for example, like we just hired the videographer, and you might do a half hour around here just thinking about the different candidates, and then by the time you come out of here, I don't know, just because you're out of environment, you think differently, and then you'll come away from here with a decision or like an action plan, and you just go and get stuff done. So not only is it, I find it good for the dogs to improve their sort of temperament, it's also good for me because I get my steps in and it's helpful for making decisions on things. Hunter. So we got another project starting this week. It's in Long Lawford, which is in Rugby. This is for a new build house. On this one, we're going to install 26 168mm diameter piles. We need to install 60 metres of our ring beam, which we keep in stock behind us here. And we also need to install 19 cube of concrete. Like I say, this is for a new build house over in Rugby. These guys have stayed over on the job. Don't think we managed to get back to get the concrete. We'll try throw some photos up now to show you the finished job. But Canen did get down there. He got some of the piling. He got some of the beam coming out. And this is one of the problems we have in what we do. We have all these concrete deliveries going on, anywhere between 4 and 8 deliveries a day. We're doing anywhere between, if they're new build projects, maybe 1 a week per team, but if they're extensions, 3 to 4, 2, 3, 4 a week per team. So we can complete anywhere between, say, 5 piling projects as a minimum to, say, 20 concrete in jobs, and then anywhere up to, say, 20 piling projects to sort of 40, 50 concrete jobs. So to get all this content from start to finish is pretty much impossible, but we try our best to get as much as we can. We'll try, and obviously we try to get to the more interesting stuff, and where we can, we'll fill stuff in with photographs, or if we forget about it, we forget about it. But like I say, it's all about getting the best content for you guys to show you what we do here on a weekly basis at Rhino. So we got a second van coming down to this job in Rugby. for the new build house. This is because Scott and Ace, who are doing the job, they're staying over down here. So we need to get some materials up to them because this is a new build house. We couldn't get everything in one van. So Sean's going to do a trip today and he's going to do a trip tomorrow. He's going to get down there with some stone and some cages today, and then tomorrow he's going to get down there with the rest of the cages so these guys can stay down there working the hours they need to do to get this job finished on time. So we're going back to the job in Romley that Harry and Aaron put the concrete in for the slab, and while Canen was on there doing the taking the videos for this weekly video, the customer Steve was actually there and he volunteered to leave us a review. So over to Steve so he can tell you all about Rhino Concrete and his experience with us.
Today I got in touch with a company called Rhino from Hyde. What I'm having, as you can see behind me, is a concrete slab being put down by them. They found out I was terminally ill with cancer, unfortunately, and not only did they give me a price, they did it for me as a really discounted rate. What a company. Anytime I'd advise anyone to use this company.